You're listening to Autumn on the Air, the weekly podcast that brings you conversations about the impact of research commercialization and the people who make it happen. Join us for interviews with patent and licensing professionals, innovators, entrepreneurs, and tech transfer leaders on the issues and trends that matter most. Keep listening for an inside track on the people, IP policies, and politics changing our world.
Welcome to Autumn on the Air. I'm your host, Lisa Mueller. International perspectives involve the cultivation of empathy and an ability to view problems from multiple historical and cultural vantage points. In the field of tech transfer, these different viewpoints can not only help us understand how things work abroad, but also offer new perspectives to consider in our own offices. Joining us today is Dr. Victor Lau, the Associate Director of the Knowledge Transfer Office at the City University of Hong Kong. Dr. Lau worked in the semiconductor industry for over 20 years, both as staff and as a founding member of multiple companies before returning to academia to share his industrial experience with faculty and students. Victor, thank you so much for joining us today and welcome to the air.
Thanks, Lisa.
Very excited to have you here. So, Victor, I wanted to start off by asking you, with your background in the semiconductor industry, how did you end up working in technology transfer?
I think it's a kind of very interesting story. After I graduated in Hong Kong, get my PhD, I have a choice whether I should continue my postdoc at Cambridge or I should join the industry. At that time, because based on my background, my father is kind of an industrialist. So I really wonder if, instead of doing some research in the laboratory, I would like to do something real in the industry. So that's why I joined the industry instead of a postdoc. I didn't mean that, postdoc is no good, but somehow it's a kind of personal, view. So I joined the industry, I learned a lot, and I find that I'm division of something because I do research in the lab. I know, actually, I know what is the lab happen, but say I'm chemist, I'm doing milligram of products. But, when I join the industry people are talking different things. They are talking kilogram, tons, or million of tons. And then I start to, think about, so what should I do? I learn a lot from all my peers. And I find that, different, the people from industry or from academic, they sometimes they're talking the same thing, but somehow they are different languages. So, I think, can I be an interpreter? Can I be a bridging man, among these people? So that's why, after, almost 20 years working in the industry, I moved back to the academic. I want to help the faculty. I want to help the industrial people try to understand each other and then bridging them, because I can see that there's a lot of very good research job, in the lab, but somehow they got difficulty to commercialize or make it happen in the industry. So they need a kind of a people like me and a middleman to pitching them. Yeah.
So, Victor, what one piece of advice would you suggest for someone who's new to the profession of technology transfer?
When you deal with the tech, you never know what happened next. This is my work to all my new colleagues in the office. So maybe you have a very good technical background sometime, but somehow as a tech transfer professional, you have to, translate. I would like to do a translate because translate language, let the lab people, let the research people, the faculty people understand what industrial people are asking for. Even sometimes, even to me, they are talking about the same thing as I mentioned before, but somehow they don't understand each other.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a problem.
Yeah.
So that's why in my office, most of my colleagues are working in industry for, say, some 10, 20 years before they move to our office. So they have a very good educational background. At least they have got a master's degree. But then also they are working in the industry for, say, 10, 20 years. So they understand, the language both sides. So they more or less like a translator instead of a
interpreter.
Interpreter, something like that. Yeah.
Really neat. So as you know, Victor, technology transfer is extremely nuanced and it varies from region to region because the requirements needed to protect intellectual property differ, as well as the processes for doing so. What is the process like to transfer technology in Hong Kong?
Yes, in my material, when I talk to people, I used to say 3 stages of tech transfer in Hong Kong. Since I joined the tech transfer office, say 2011, there's only 3 stages. Stage 1, in the very traditional one, we have some invention, some technology. We file a patent, and then we approach some industrial people, commercial people. They license the patent, but somehow I find that it's not work because it's just a paper. It's dead. It's a paper. So we develop a different process along with the government funding. We got an innovation and technology fund, funding commissioner support. So they will give us some money, matching money. So we work with the industrial people. They identify some interesting pattern. Instead of licensing, I invite them to have a kind of joint research together. So in Hong Kong, we have a very special program called ITF, Collaborative Research. So the industrial fund partner will sponsor $1, say for example $1, and the government will give matching money another $1. So the company can come to our license background IP for this project. This kind of background licensing for project costs no money. Okay, and then they can apply the background IP, work with our faculty, our researcher, say for a year or so, to further develop the laboratory invention into a kind of commercial available products. And then so the background IP still belongs to CTU. The still belongs to the university. And but for all the foreground IP coming out from the project will go to the industry. So the people are very happy with that because I always spend money, even I spend 50 cents or $1, but I still want to own the.
Exactly, that's pretty common. Yeah,
very
exactly.
Common. We but somehow after we have this kind of program for say 10 years, and we still facing some problem because for the company they're rich enough, they can invest $1 million, or $500,000, to have a kind of a collaborative matching project. But how about, say, most of the technology are very, very new from the laboratory. We have so many researchers, so many PhD graduates. So if they want to start, what can you do? They can do nothing. They have no money. So start last year, 2021, our university have initiated a very, aggressive, startup program called Hong Kong Tech 300. So actually we fund them. We give them some seeding money at first. So they give, of course, they give a pitching material, and then we aim to the team, not even a company. So we give them, 100,000 Hong Kong dollar is around 50,000 US. So to kickstart the project, it may not be a big money, but somehow we provide some training support. We also help them to find investor, and later on, we have another medium project. Supporting from the university.
So you mentioned, how you kind of support these startups that come out. How about other support services that your office provides to the PIs and things like that there?
We, our office also provides some patent filing. So our office is the only, in Hong Kong, all the local, public funded universities, they have a KT office or TT office, tech transfer office. So all the officers there, they are helping the faculty, helping the researcher to file patents. So we manage one of our daily job, very important daily job is to maintain the IP portfolio there in the university. And along with that, we also help them to do the licensing, marketing, liaison. Yeah.
So how big is your office? How many people do you have?
Actually, we don't have a big office. We have around 12 people. Administrator plus some tech transfer officer.
So Victor, each technology comes with its own obstacles during the process of commercialization. What's the most common challenge you face when working to commercialize the technology, and how do you overcome this problem?
Exactly what I mentioned before. The university have the technology ready, you mentioned ready, but somehow how you evolve into a commercial, marketable products, it is take a long time. So we always facing a valley of death. That's why CTU, University of Hong Kong, initiate a startup program, Hong Kong Tech 300, as I mentioned before. So helping, not only commercial sector, but also as well as, our researcher or any entrepreneur. It's not only limited to our graduate or alumni or researcher, but also welcome to anyone in the world. Actually, I have a team, very amazing. I really appreciate the team. It's a team between Jordan, Bangladesh, Kenya, and Hong Kong. I still remember the founder. She's a Hong Kongese, graduate of architecture, and she got a master's degree. And then instead of being architecture, he moved to Africa to do some NGO. And then later on, I moved to Jordan, working in the asylum camp. And she found that no matter how many medicine they distribute in the camp, the disease still spread. And she found out this is a problem with toilet. Even they have a dry toilet there, but somehow due to the culture, after they finish the toilet, they will use water to clean it themselves. And this is the reason why the bacteria, why the virus spread. So she designed, and actually her team designed a dry toilet. Not really high tech or rocket science, but very simple thing with some smart way to segregate the feces or whatever. And then she talked to me, and then I invite her to join our program. Yeah, and then actually she's not asking for big money. I said even $100,000 Hong Kong. I mean around 15,000. She said good enough. I said no, your project worth a lot. So we help them. So our office not only helping them file patent, or also we help them to link up to all the funder, society or people in Hong Kong or China, see what we can do more. Yeah, this is something very make me feel that I'm doing something meaningful.
Absolutely. How about outreach to your PIs, your inventors, your students, to let them know about tech transfer?
Yeah, I'm kind of because after I graduated, I moved to industry, and then later on, I take up a marketing role. So I'm more or less a marketing people. So, most of the faculty will know me because every afternoon, work days afternoon, I will go to sixth floor. Sixth floor because we are all the science and engineering department or faculty stay in the sixth floor. I just go to sixth floor and then knock everyone door and ask them, okay, what can I do? What can Kitty help you? And then that's why I start to have this kind of reputation among the industry.
You kind of wander the halls looking to see whose door is open and go in and just kind of bug them.
Yeah. And so we have this kind of practice for more than 10 years. And also, I just I go to a class, especially on the start of the seminar. Start of the semester. So I talk to all the students, and then just promote our program, promote how IP is so important, and ask them what they think. After they graduate, maybe they can join the industry, maybe they can work in academic. Then somehow, because our office also provides some entrepreneurship training. So I tell them this is some of the very important tool you need to equip yourself. No matter you want to be an entrepreneur, or you join the industry, or you or what. Because say after you graduate, you join a company, you have been kind of a leader of the engineering team. So you need to have an entrepreneurial spirit.
Absolutely.
Especially when you deal with the boss. So because engineering and science is very good at data presentation, but somehow the boss they have no interest. Don't talk about this. Can you give me the key point? They want to know the key point. So our training is mainly focused on how you do a pitching to do a massage for your boss.
I've never heard it put that way, but that's a really good one. So there's a lot of things going on at your office, and it sounds like you've had, some tremendous success. What would you say is the one thing you're most proud of from your office?
My people, all my people. That they are very outreaching. They love their job. Yeah. This is something I really appreciate. Without them, I'm nothing. I always, I talk to them always like that. Without you, I'm nothing.
Well, that's really great. I usually hear about a technology or, some out license or something. So that's really fantastic for you to say that, what you're most proud of is your people. That's fantastic.
Maybe I'm from the industry. I work in the factory for a long time. I found that people is the most important.
Absolutely.
No matter, how smart you are. Actually, I'm not smart. But, the people work with you is very important. Without them, you are just nothing. Yeah.
That's a great answer. Thank you for sharing that. So, Victor, I wanted to ask you, do you think the culture and ideals of Hong Kong influence the type of technologies being developed there at CityU?
Yes, I think so. Say I'm a Hong Kong people. My family, actually, my daddy is from Canton. My mom is Hong Kong born. So we have a very good culture of... So we don't have really, really big enterprise. In southern China, we have we start with a small fish port. But the Canton people like to do business on their own. It's even a small business. And the Hong Kong people are very good at trading. They since I know the world, people are doing trade every day. They're nice. Even my dad he's doing trade. So it's trading to us is very kind of common. To me, trading more or less like a tech transfer because we want to translate the language. We're kind of a hub. Okay, just to, make sure some people need something and then we can provide something and we got to a translator, interpreter, translate and trade. So we have this kind of culture. So I think Hong Kong is a very good hub for tech transfer.
So, Victor, you've studied at institutions all around the world. What are some of the lessons that struck you with your time abroad, and how have you implemented them into your professional life?
Open-minded. You have to be open-minded.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Maybe there's some cultural difference, but who cares? Be open-minded. Open your ear, listen to everyone. I think this is the most important, no matter as a tech transfer or as a human beings.
Absolutely. So, Victor, I want to switch gears a little bit and ask you a question about women and other traditionally underrepresented groups as inventors, because that's something we've been struggling with in the U.S., and we're working very hard on trying to increase those numbers for those groups. What's it like in Hong Kong? Can you share with us, do you have a high percentage of women and other underrepresented groups as inventors, or are you similar to the U.S. and working on that as well?
I would like to say we don't have an equal, share among the female and the male in entrepreneurship, but the women try to catching up. And also, I'm working very closely with a certain organization. Some personal history. I was born. I would grow up in a family with a lot of women. I have 3 younger sisters, my mom, and then me and my father is a minority.
In your family.
He's a minority, and my mom is the one, so she make all the decision. Okay, actually, we are all respect, And then somehow we find that the issue is how the man think and how the woman think is very different. I'm lucky to born in a family with women, and I listen so many different opinion, idea of how to deal with a problem, and that make me very open minded. When I deal with all my people, no matter it's men or women, I don't care. Because I work in a factory. As I mentioned, in my team, I have so many women engineers. So we try to get them together. And then this is, okay, my little bit about the history. And go back to the question. Currently, we are working with a certain foundation, Girls Impact Foundation, helping the girls in Hong Kong or in Greater China. Because somehow we Chinese we have a kind of perception. So girl may not good at engineering, but actually not. So actually in my program, my training program, we got a lot of very smart women engineers, especially on the IT coding. So they are helping each other. I still remember a couple of them. I still, contact with them. Even they are now very successful now. So we're still working together. We try to, get a more impact on the women. Yeah.
So you're trying to increase the number of girls and women in STEM overall.
Yeah.
So Victor, I touched on women inventors. What does it look like for women entrepreneurs in Hong Kong and women startup companies?
We are getting more and more, women entrepreneurs in Hong Kong. Actually, in Hong Kong, we have a couple of really inventors organizations pushing on that. Even in our science park or cyber park is a science government funded park. They give a privilege to all the women entrepreneurs. They do actually, I think, especially on the southern China, they are quite open in gender. It's a kind of joke. In Hong Kong, women take the lead. So it's Hong Kong girls. Okay, this is a special name for girls in Hong Kong. It's because they make all the decisions. So we men just shut up. No kidding, just kidding. So in Hong Kong, it's very open-minded. So we encourage, entrepreneur, no matter what gender you are, we don't care. Just see how smart you are. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for all that you're doing on that front.
Thanks, Lisa.
So, Victor, as the podcast comes to a close, what is your hope for the future of technology transfer in your region and also on a global scale?
I joined the Hong Kong Tech Venture Startup program for a year. And through the program, I found that this give us very significant changes in the ecosystem of tech transfer. To do the tech transfer before, we're looking for commercial partner, industrial partner, but somehow, because the research that you mentioned from the lab is very primitive, very early stage, how to go through this depth of values, the values of depth, maybe we need some support. So the university itself, initiate a funding program. Even if they need to funding, but you can help the researcher, our faculty, to start their journey. Maybe their journey will one day won't into a startup, but somehow through the journey, the general culture know more about the importance of tech transfer and knowledge transfer. This is very important. I still remember our VP said this startup program is not a program we try to make money, but it's an educational program. Try to educate all the people, because our program is not limited to our own students, alumni, faculty, but everyone. So we just educate the society how important the tech transfer is. So I would like to see one day we have this kind of program over the world.
That would be fantastic. I hope so too.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Victor. This has been an absolute pleasure talking to you today and learning more about tech transfer at your institution as well as in Hong Kong. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us on the podcast.
Thank you very much, Lisa.
Well, that's a wrap for this week's show. Catch you next time on the air. I'm your host, Lisa Mueller, signing off for now.
Thanks for listening to Autumn on the Air with Lisa Mueller. Get social with us and share your thoughts. You can tweet us at AUTM or visit us online at autm.net. We'll be back next week on the air. Be sure to join us.
New to tech transfer or a seasoned pro? Autumn is the global member organization for tech transfer and is here to help you get connected, get smart, and get ahead. Whether you work in academia, research, government, business development, corporate engagement, or startups, Autumn is dedicated to supporting you through education, advocacy, networking, and promotion. Join and you'll receive 20 free live webinars, as well as meaningful discounts on meetings and courses, insider access to a vast network of colleagues to help you through challenges, and align on new technologies and the university decision makers who license them. Membership is open for 2023. Join us.